Okay, so I just want to start this with a little bit of a content planning update. A couple weeks ago, I said I was going to do a review of the Fold and Flip 3 from Samsung. Those are still coming. I've decided that I'm keeping both of them, so I want to spend a little more time using them individually. So check back Thursday or Friday, Saturday for these videos. So while we're waiting for those, y'all remember this? This is my Xbox Series X that if you've been following the channel, you may remember that I impulse bought this, and that was almost 3 months ago now. In that video where I unboxed it, I said I would do a review in like a month and a half. That never happened. Today I'm making up for it. This is my 3-month review of my Xbox Series X, coming from the position of a PlayStation 5 owner. Let's get started. So let's start with the obvious. It's an Xbox. It's from Microsoft. It's Team Green. It's exactly what you can expect from an Xbox if you've had an Xbox One, One S, One X, whatever. It's more of the same, but different. And that being, it's new. It's more powerful. It's way more condensed, I would say, compared to the original Xbox One. I don't even think the power supply was internal. Like, what were you doing with that space, Microsoft? But that's not the case with this one. It is a thick brick. It is a brick. It is dense. It's like 5 or 6 pounds. It is solid. Now it doesn't come in white. I made it white. See, this is black it comes in, but I made it white. But the appearance of it on your table, your desk, your entertainment console is distinctly Xbox, right? Like, even though no Xbox before has ever looked anything remotely like this, you see this and you say, that's an Xbox. And I think that's good. I think that's good to like have immediate brand recognition. You know, like you see an iPhone, no matter what one it is, you say, yep, that's Apple. You see the parallelogram shape of like the PS4, PS4 Slim, PS4 Pro, you know, yep, that's a PlayStation. So this, even though it doesn't really follow the exact design language of previous gen, this is Xbox. The controller, if you've ever used an Xbox before, will be incredibly familiar to you. This has been largely unchanged. It's just undergone minor revisions. And that's not a bad thing, you know? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, I don't use the stock controller. I don't even use this one. This one, I'm gonna be honest with you, I bought this one for decoration. I don't even think it has batteries in it. Oh, just kidding, I lied, it does, but that's beside the point. I use this. It's the Fusion Pro 2 from PowerA. It's pretty much an Elite controller, just like a third of the price. And it's been a lot more comfortable, even though it's the same thing, essentially. I am a fan of having paddles or buttons on the back just because I've kind of gotten used to it over the years. But one thing that I personally can't escape is fatigue, like hand fatigue. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm holding it wrong. I'm probably holding it wrong, but like sometimes when I'm playing and I'm holding it the way that I feel comfortable, my hands get sore. I don't think it's any fault of Microsoft. It's just me, you know, not being adapted to Xbox. But the controller, regardless of what one you use, even if you use your old one, you can do that, should feel familiar to you. As far as performance goes, however, I'm jealous. I'm actually pretty jealous. From my experience with both the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, they trade blows pretty consistently. Now, I'm running a 1080p 60 FPS TV. I am not taking advantage of anything remotely close to these two consoles' full power. Like, these things can spit out 4K 120 Hz HDR, and exactly 0 of that is happening on the screen over here. And I think it's kind of a good thing for me to review it on like not top end, not full experience, because how many of you have 4K 120 Hz HDMI 2.1 monitors or TVs? I mean, a lot of people have 4K monitors and TVs now, but how many of you have HDMI 2.1 compatible 4K 120 Hz HDR monitors? Not many. Like, I'm a techie and I don't have it, probably because it's out of my budget at the moment, but the point still stands. So I would assume, me being very tech-oriented, most not tech-oriented people aren't gonna have the tip-top S-tier experience. And at 1080p 60 FPS, it does just that. It stays a consistent 1080p. I don't think I've ever seen frames drop below 60, like even loading, even like super hard to render Minecraft stuff. It's a beast. It'll take whatever you throw at it and still be hungry for more. Like this, I haven't scratched the surface of this. One of the coolest things, like this, the way they're able to do this, I don't know how they're able to do this, but I'm fairly certain it's witchcraft. It's a quick resume, you know, where you like kind of close a game, but it doesn't like really close. It just kind of sits in the background, but it doesn't really take up that many resources. Like Titanfall 2. I've been slowly working my way through the campaign on Titanfall 2. The last time I played it before shooting film for this video was like a month ago. The power's gone out, I've unplugged it. I went to play Titanfall again to shoot film for the video, and it just quick resume, jumped right into the next mission, like 5 seconds. No menus, no waiting time, just here you go. Go start your next mission. I last played Titanfall on this a month ago, and it's just, here you go. Here you go, start playing. How? That's awesome. My PC doesn't do that. And you can like save like 3 or 4 games in memory and quick resume them. Performance is pretty stellar. Like this, I didn't really plan to say anything like super amazing about it. Like, oh yeah, the performance is what you could expect from a current gen console. It's all right. Until I quick resumed Titanfall and it just threw me back into the mission. It's witchcraft. It's witchcraft. I will not accept any other answer other than witchcraft. So the aesthetics are good. Controller's all right. Probably good if you've used Xbox before, but for those of you that just haven't or are coming from PlayStation, it's all right. The experience and the performance is just stupid, just ridiculous. Where can you go wrong? If you have Game Pass or you have multiple games, but if you have Game Pass and you play like more than 4 or 5 games, storage. You can definitely go wrong with storage. I mean, you can fix it with one of these things. Sure, it's a terabyte and this is another terabyte, so together you have 2, and like the system just sees this as part of the internal storage. Like I have 500 gigs left, and that's before I buy the new Call of Duty, buy the new Battlefield. And I can only imagine how horrid that would be on the Series S, where you have no optical drive and half a terabyte of storage. So like this becomes a requirement on that console. So what are my thoughts on it? Owning a PlayStation 5. It's not bad. It's not bad. Like, again, the quick resume blew my mind. Like, that's just ridiculous. Again, witchcraft. I will die on this hill. The storage expansion kind of blows. It's fast, it's nice, it just seamlessly integrates with the internal storage, so it's great, but it's expensive. That's not to say that you can't use just a regular 4 terabyte hard drive and plug it in, but no one wants to do that. But should you buy one if you can find one? Because unfortunately, a year later after launch, it's still hard to find these. Like, people still line up outside stores to get their shot at 4. The line's 20, 30 people deep to get 4 of these things. If you have an Xbox One X, right, the $500 Project Scorpio thing, like the one that came out in, what was it, 2016? I wouldn't upgrade yet. It's mainly the same thing, just better. If you have the display to take advantage of 4K 120 hertz, HDR, all the bells and whistles, go for it. I'm sure it's gonna be an immaculate experience. If you have like an old Xbox One, if you can find one of these, this is pretty good. At retail value, 500 bucks. It's a great buy. At internet value, 1,000, $1,200, $1,300, I'd wait. It's a good experience, but not $1,400 good. So my overall thoughts on it are, it's pretty good. I definitely plan on keeping it. I thought of, if I don't like it, I'll just put it on eBay and let people fight over it. I think I'm gonna keep it. My first foray into Xbox in like a decade and a half has been pretty damn good. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, go check out my website. It's technologyandtoys.com. I'll have it linked down in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you then.